TryHackMe has just announced and released their first ever certification, the Security Analyst 1 or SAL1. And in this video, I'm going to be giving you my unfiltered thoughts and opinions on this brand new certification and help you make a determination if this is right for your career. This video is not sponsored, and I'm making this video because it is a brand new certification in the cybersecurity space, and as you might know, I do like my certifications in the cybersecurity space, and this is worth talking about, and I'm making this video to have a discussion on this brand new certification. If you're a returning viewer, thank you so much for tuning back in, and if you're new here, hello, my name is Kyser Clark. I have almost 7 years of experience in cybersecurity, and I currently work as a full-time penetration tester, also known as an ethical hacker, and I'm here to help you grow your hacking and cybersecurity knowledge. Go ahead and dive into it. We got the defensive certification that gets you hired. It says stand out. I'm not going to read this word for word. You can read. I'm not going to insult your intelligence, but I'm just going to give you a general overview of, what this is about. But it says stand out, so that's, that's the whole point of certification, is to help you get hired and to stand out, because this is an actual fact. 1,000 people apply for every one entry-level job ad. There is a lot of people applying for every of these jobs, and I talk about this all the time, that you are in a competition with everybody applying for the same job. You increase your odds, the more you stack the odds in your favor by getting certifications, by doing training. And this is why I always tell people to train, get certified. Don't get one certification, 2 or 3. Get as many as you can, do as much training as you can. You get noticed by top employers and land your dream job. So this one right here, get noticed by top employers. I will tell you right now, employers aren't going to know that this is a thing, because I would say most hiring managers are kind of out of the loop with new certifications. They kind of stick with what they know, and they stick with the certifications that they had when they were bringing game in the field, which are the certifications of old and not the ones that are new. So when new ones come out, they generally do not know, what the new ones are all about. That's going to change with time, obviously, as people start getting the certification and people start doing actual reviews, and people start going into the job and seeing how these people who get the certification perform. All right, moving on, we got the simulated SOC environment. So the simulated SOC environment is actually a new thing that TryHackMe released recently, and it's only available for TryHackMe for business. So it's not really a thing for individuals to go out and purchase. However, I do think that you can get one simulated SOC environment from the paid plan. Don't quote me on that, I haven't done it yet, but I think this comes with the certification voucher. It says industry recognized. It just came out. How can it be industry recognized if it just came out, right? No one really knows what this is about yet until you actually sit in the environment and do the exam, and since it just came out, not many people have done it, if any at all. Moving on here, we got flexible learning. So this is just their regular TryHackMe rooms. I cover TryHackMe all the time on my content, and I actually have a lot of past live streams and past YouTube videos of me doing TryHackMe rooms. So this is pretty standard, and honestly, this is makes a lot of sense. Moving forward, we got get TryHackMe SAL1 certified. So complete the learning, start the exam, and then get certified and get hired. Now, I would say just because you get the certification doesn't mean you're automatically going to get hired. Okay, so I think that is a very bold claim, and this certification isn't going to guarantee you a job. No certification can guarantee you that. It definitely helps, right? It definitely will help, but don't think that this one certification is going to get you hired, because it's absolutely not. You're going to need a plethora of other skills. You need to work on your soft skills, and you need to have other technical skills, other certifications, other training, and that's why I always, once again, tell people multiple certifications, multiple forms of training. If you're getting value out of this video so far, do me a favor and hit the like button and subscribe for more hacking and cybersecurity content. So moving on, we got skills. So we got computer foundation, cyber defense frameworks, detecting threats, alert triage, case report writing, and analyst mindset. And this is a good looking certification. I know that doesn't really matter, but certifications, when they look good, it makes you want to go get them, in my opinion. At least for me, I'll be like, oh, that's a good looking certification, now I'll go get it. Moving on, we have how does TryHackMe SAL1 compare. So you can see it compares against the CySA Plus, the Blue Team Level 1, and the Hack the Box CDSA, that's the Certified Defensive Security Analyst, and the CompTIA CySA Plus stands for Cybersecurity Analyst Plus. So you can see it says job ready SOC experience, and they put a check mark here on SAL1, and they don't put a check mark on any of their competitors. And honestly, I think that's kind of a load of crap. I would definitely 100% put a check mark on CDSA. CDSA is 100% hands-on. and there's a report. No multiple choice questions. We're gonna get multiple choice questions here in a second, but I feel like this is misleading. Definitely biased on TryHackMe report. I would definitely put a green check mark here. And from my understanding, blue team level 1 is hands-on, so I would actually put a check mark on blue team level 1 as well. And CYSA plus, as someone who has the CYSA plus, I would say this is appropriately rated. This is definitely deserves a red X. Like, CYSA plus does not give you the job ready SOC experience. It's mostly a multiple choice exam. Trusted by millions. So this column right here, so once again, you know, this is a brand new certification. How can it be trusted by millions, right? I mean, TryHackMe is trusted by millions, right? We all use TryHackMe, and if you're not, then you're messing up, honestly. It's a great platform, and yes, the platform is trusted by millions, but the certification itself is not trusted by millions because it just came out. Not many people even know about this, and the fact that they put a green check mark here is honestly misleading in my opinion. And then blue team level 1 having the red X is still misleading. I don't know if it's trusted by millions, but blue team level 1 is a very popular certification, and I would say it's definitely more popular than SAL1. It's been around for a while, so the fact that they put a green check mark on their certification and not BLT1 is definitely misleading. CYSA plus, definitely a check mark. That is a staple, common certification for SOC analysts to go after. CDSA, this one's a newer one. I mean, is it trusted by millions? I don't know, but it's picking up popularity. It's definitely not as popular as BLT1 and CYSA plus, but it's picking up popularity, and it's definitely going to be more popular at SAL1. SAL1 being the new kid on the block has the least trust right now, in my opinion. Moving on to the next column, we have entry level. So SAL1, they're marking it as entry level, which makes sense because a lot of the stuff on TryHackMe is entry level stuff. The fact that they marked CYSA as an X here for entry level is once again another misleading thing that they did. CYSA plus is 100% an entry level certification, guys. There's no hands-on component to it at all. It's all multiple choice. It's not easy, but just because it's not easy doesn't mean it's not entry level, right? CYSA plus is definitely the bare minimum that you need to help you break into the field. CYSA plus is, in my opinion, an entry level certification for cybersecurity and SOC analysts. And my friend, he actually hires people in cybersecurity analyst roles, he actually says he looks for the CYSA plus as a metric to if they're worth hiring or not. And he says it's more important than the security plus. But the CYSA plus, 100% entry level. And I actually asked him that question. I'm like, hey, they're marking this as not entry level. Do you agree with that? He's like, no. He's like, CYSA plus is definitely entry level. Blue team level 1. Honestly, I thought blue team level 1 was more intermediate. I could be wrong on that, but I always thought it was intermediate. At least more intermediate than CYSA plus, because I thought I had a hands-on component. I don't have blue team level 1, so I can't give you a first-hand experience on that. Moving on down to CDSA. Entry level. Hack the Box actually markets their CDSA as entry level. I personally don't think it's entry level. I mark the CDSA as an intermediate certification because it's fully hands-on, no multiple choice questions. It's a long exam that requires a report at the end. So I think this is appropriately rated here, but Hack the Box would definitely disagree. Here we have the exam details. So we have 24 hours, so you get 24 hours to complete at your own pace. I think this is misleading because they give you 24-hour window to do things, but the simulations I think are 2 hours a pop, and the multiple choice section of the exam is also 2 hours. So really it's like a 6-hour exam. So this is definitely misleading in my opinion. And we're going to get into more detail later, but that is a little bit misleading in my opinion. $297, that's actually a steal for a certification. This is a very good price point. This is definitely cheaper than all of these options here. So that is really worth looking into because the price point is so good. Learning included, so it comes with the learning, comes with 3 months of premium, and you get a free retake. And not every exam gives you a free retake, but this is starting to become more normal, so that's pretty cool. This seems like a good deal so far. So there's an 80 multiple choice question, so you get a 1 hour. So I was wrong earlier. So it's a 1 hour time limit for the multiple choice section, and then you get a SOC simulator scenario that's 2 hour limit. And then you have a second SOC simulator that's 2 hour limit. So overall, it is a 5-hour exam, but you get a 24-hour window to complete these on your own time. So that's definitely very unique. I haven't seen an exam that is like that. Then we have, how is this different from a certificate of completion? And I'm really glad they dive into this because a lot of people in this field they don't understand the difference between a certificate of completion and a certification. A certificate of completion is when you complete some training. There's no exam and there's no way to prove competency. It's just simply saying that you did training. A lot of the certificate completions are handed out to you when you watch a bunch of videos. In my opinion, the equivalent of a participation trophy. A certification is someone passing an exam, someone passing a test, and there's rigorous requirements, typically a proctored exam, and a lot of these other certifications, at least these newer ones and the harder ones, require a fully written report, and it is graded by a human being. So that's the difference between a certificate of completion and a certification, if you do not know. And a lot of people get this mixed up. Do not be that guy. Do not put your certificate of completions under your certifications on your LinkedIn profile. It's honestly one of the grossest things I see when I look at people's LinkedIn profiles. Are there any prerequisites? And you can read it here, but in a short, there is no formal prerequisites. And then here they're talking about if you fail, you get a free retake, and if you fail the second time, then you can actually purchase additional retakes after that. And then the certification, as it says right here, it's valid for 3 years, so you do need to continuously renew this, which is a pro and a con. We talked about certification renewals and other certification videos. I personally like certifications that don't have to be renewed, because what happens is you have to pay a lot of money, typically hundreds of dollars, to renew your certification every 3 years. And that is the worst part about certification renew. I don't mind certifications that have to be renewed, because I'm always learning, so it's easy for me to renew a certification, right, in terms of getting credit. But what I very much dislike are those renewal fees. Oh, actually, look, it says earning other TryHackMe certifications coming soon. There actually are going to come out new TryHackMe certifications after this, so that's pretty cool. So why does this certification have multiple choice questions? So here is their answer, and they have their explanation. In my opinion, I don't think certifications, at least if you want to consider them hands-on and practical, they shouldn't have multiple choice questions. Now, I haven't done this exam, so I don't know what kind of multiple choice questions these are, but in my opinion, multiple choice questions, they have their place for entry-level certifications. But once you start getting the intermediate level, I definitely like to see certifications get rid of those multiple choice questions. But since this is an entry level, I have no problem with it, especially since it has a hands-on component. Those SOC simulators, I haven't done them, but I have a hunch that they're going to be more hands-on than something like a CompTIA CySA Plus. The CySA Plus has performance-based questions. They're really not that performance-based. They're honestly like multiple choice questions on steroids is the best way to put it. And they're not that hard, in my opinion. They're not that hands-on, and doesn't equate to real-world skills. But as someone who's done extensive amounts of TryHackMe rooms and TryHackMe training, I am willing to bet that their SOC simulations in this exam are way more hands-on than something like a CySA Plus. It says right here, how do you handle cheating? And they said they take extensive measures, basically, in a nutshell. That's what they're saying here. You can pause the video and read it yourself. And that's good that they address those concerns. But in my opinion, the exam should be proctored. If it's not proctored, then in my opinion it loses a lot of validity, in my opinion. So there are certifications that are not proctored, like for example the TCM security certifications. They're not proctored, but they require a professionally written report, and you can't pass unless you have a professionally written report. But this doesn't have a report, so it's kind of interesting to see how they handle a certification exam that's not proctored. At least I don't think this is proctored. They don't say it anywhere. I'm assuming it's not proctored. And so how do they protect the integrity of this exam when it's not proctored and it doesn't have a report? It seems like the integrity of it could be compromised a little bit more easily than other certifications that it's competing against. And here they talk about the price again. This is in British pounds, but we already talked about the price, so far it looks like it's a pretty good deal. So this is the exam process. So you check in, you got multiple choice, you got 80 multiple choice questions worth 20% of your score. Then you got SOC Simulator 1 worth 40% of your score, and you got SOC Simulator 2 worth 40% of your score. Then you get your results literally instantly. So that's pretty cool when you get your results instantly. These are the topics covered in the exam. I'm going to open these up. If you want to read them, you guys can absolutely pause the video and read them. But we got the foundations, we have the cyber defense frameworks, we have common malicious behavior, we have tools of the trade, we have common SOC documentation, and last but not least, we have day-to-day SOC activities. So what you'll receive, so you get instant results, you get feedback on your results. You get a digital certificate. You get a physical certificate sent to you if you want. It's optional, and you get a shareable credit badge. So who is the SAL1 certification for? There is students. They talk about IT personnel, aspiring security analysts, vulnerability analysts, incident handlers, and penetration testers. Next up, we have the recommended learning. So they say start here. So pre-security and cybersecurity 101. This is what I always recommend. People always do this foundational cybersecurity learning paths. And there's actually 4 of them. They're only recommending 2 here. I would do all 4 personally, because you can't have enough of the fundamentals on your belt. The more you do it, the more it's going to be ingrained into your brain. And then we have the SOC level 1. And then last but not least, we have the SOC simulator. And then you go into SOC simulator, which I think gets unlocked for you after you purchase an exam voucher. Like I said, this is traditionally was on the TryHackMe's for business in the past, and this is pretty new too. This is actually came out not too long ago, so it's nice that they're including it with the certification. And then here is a snapshot of the exam details. This is covering everything that we've already talked about. So to recap, the new Security Analyst Level 1 certification from TryHackMe's, also known as SAL1, is a combination of theory-based and hands-on practicality. The exam contains 3 sections. Section 1 is a 80-question multiple choice exam where you have to complete the entire exam within 1 hour. Section 2 is a SOC simulation that you must complete within 2 hours. It's hands-on and it's very practical. Section 3, very much like Section 2, however, it's a different SOC simulation, and you will get 2 hours to complete that. So overall, you will be in the exam environment for 5 total hours. However, you get 24 hours to do all of them. So for example, you can take as much break as you need to in between sections. You get to choose what time you take each section of the exam during a 24-hour window. So in a nutshell, they give you 24 hours to complete 5 hours worth of work. In the multiple choice section, accounts for 20% of your total score, and each SOC simulation accounts for 40% of your total score, which means there is a strong emphasis on the hands-on practicality in this certification exam. So that begs the question, is this certification worth it? And as with anything, it depends on your goals and aspirations. If you're trying to become a SOC analyst or a cybersecurity analyst, I think this certification is definitely worth looking into. TryHackMe's for an hour a day, every single day, is something that I already recommend to people trying to break into this field. And you might as well get a certification at the end of your learning journey on TryHackMe's. So you're going to pay a little bit more for the certification, but you also get access to the SOC simulations, which is only available to TryHackMe's for business accounts. So overall, this does seem like a really good deal, especially at that just under $300 price point, because most certifications are much more expensive than that. And it has a combination of hands-on practicality and it has a multiple choice questions, so it gives you the best of both worlds. And overall, it's definitely worth looking into. The biggest caveat here and the biggest thing I would look out for is that even though this is a certification and they say on their website that it will get you hired, do not take that as a gospel, because no certification is guaranteeing you a job. It can't guarantee you a job, especially new ones that hiring managers and recruiters don't yet know about. Now obviously with time that's going to change. I fully expect future hiring managers and future recruiters to start putting this in their job postings, but as we've seen with other certifications, it takes a very long time. It takes multiple years before that starts to happen. If a recruiter or a hiring manager sees this certification on your resume, that doesn't necessarily guarantee you an interview. So I would couple this certification with another certification, mostly the CompTIA CySA Plus, because the CompTIA CySA Plus is most likely the most in-demand cybersecurity analyst certification on the market today. And even though it's not hands-on, it does give you that HR filter bypass. If you enjoyed this video, then you have to check out my how to become a cybersecurity analyst or SOC analyst video. This is a complete roadmap to take you from zero to hero in the world of cybersecurity if you do not know how to get started. So if you are interested in becoming a cyber or SOC analyst, then you have to click this video, click watch now, and I'll see you there.